said something, spoke up about something, I watched how one child used to always get nose pinched and forced to eat stuff, held down, um, beat, whooped, and I thought I had it bad. I was just happy on the days that I would get a quarter for washing all the kids, giving everybody their own bath, and 50 cents if I scrubbed the tub before and after. You know, those were the good days. But on the bad days, which were more bad than good, they were really bad. So that's all I want to say about the foster homes. I will say that I didn't realize how much I'm still affected by what I went through. And I thought I was all whole and healed. And, I grew up and it didn't bother me, but it does, because there are still children going through this. There are still people experiencing the amount of things that I went through plus some. And no one is protecting them, taking up for them, making sure they're safe. Um, and it brings me to tears. It really does. So while I was in the House of Horrors and my mom met that guy, remember the one I was telling y'all about at the end of the last video, she slowly started getting visitation rights, right? At first, it was a lot of supervised visits with all of us. Sometimes it was, I guess there was mandatory court-ordered counseling or something that we all had to go through. So we would go there and go through that. And after the supervised visits, we got some overnight visits and some just regular unsupervised, if she can have us for the day or for the weekend or whatever. So that's when I met her boyfriend. This man was not good. He was not good to me. He seemed really nice, but he started doing things that was, now I know it's inappropriate, but I didn't know it then. I think I was so happy to be around my mom and my other family members that when we were introduced, as children, you think that anyone your parent knows is a good person or is a safe person. You trust them, okay? You trust these people, these adults. Oh, this is my boyfriend, so and so. So of course, I trusted him. And as children, now that I'm a mom, I know that children really see no danger. For the most part, they openly would try to run out to the street to pet a bird or, sit on, oh, sorry, y'all, sit on someone's lap or give them a hug or give them a kiss. Because children, they are just so free, right? Until someone comes around and kills that in them. That innocence is taken, that purity is taken, and then they're damaged, right? So I didn't know I was damaged. I didn't know that I was the victim of domestic violence until I was in my 30s. Because my stepfather almost killed me twice. 2 times. He almost killed me. And on top of the physical abuse, there was sexual abuse. It started on those visits. I remember us being at I don't know if it was a party, but it was definitely a get-together, and they were playing cards or whatever, and he pulled me onto his lap, and he would whisper in my ear to open my legs. Open your legs, just a little bit, and he would put his fingers in there. And where? Inside my panties. Other adults was sitting at that table, playing cards. And no one thought twice to say, hey, Sophia, don't sit on his lap. No one. Okay? So I'm thinking it was okay. Everyone's sitting here and he's just got his fingers up there. So what am I supposed to do or say to that? Right? So that's where it started. And then it just gradually got worse. And I had these conversations with my mom, so this is not news to her. Um, but I told her, I said, at no point should a girl, a child at all, ever know what a man's penis looks like, smells like, ever. Not at 8, not at 9, not at 10. I think my mom was so blinded by love um, and admiration that she didn't see it. She didn't see it. And I don't blame her, because I don't blame her, but I was angry with her for a long time, a very long time, because no one spoke up for me. So we were still living in Newburgh, my hometown, and when we left Newburgh, and my mom, this man, her boyfriend, she actually married him when he was in prison. I remember being there. We were her witnesses, me and my brothers, and I remember standing there so angry, but feeling helpless because I couldn't say anything. I didn't know that I could. Um, why would she believe me? And he was threatening me. If you tell your mother, I'm going to kill you and your brothers, or I'm going to kill your mother and your brothers, and then who's going to believe you then? And so the amount of manipulation and things that happened, that kept me quiet. And again, I was young, so I didn't know that I could say anything. Um, so I'm gonna tell y'all how he almost killed me, and then I'm gonna end the video there. When I was 12, my grandfather passed away, and we were already living in Utica. So I remember the police coming to our house to tell us, because our phone was off. So my mom went to Newburgh alone for the funeral and left us with my stepfather. And I'm pretty sure he loved the fact that she left us together with him. Now, my brothers shared a room, so it was always the 3 boys in the room, and then I had my own room. So he would come into my room almost every night. And he would put his mouth on my chest area. I can't say breast because I really didn't have any at 12, but and make me touch his genitalia. But and my mom worked overnight. When she was home, she worked 11 to 7. So she was typically not home in the evenings anyway. So anyway, fast forward a little bit, a few months. My grandfather passed in February. In June, the school year is over. I had some friends that I absolutely adored, right? But one friend in particular lived down the road, not too far. We used to walk to school with her. So my mom, last day of school, she's like, you're not going outside to play with your little friends until you clean your room. So I pulled everything out of my bedroom. Bed, mattress, box spring, nightstand. I couldn't move the bed frame. It was pretty heavy, and I couldn't move the dresser. But I pulled everything out, and I had crap everywhere. It was stuff under the bed. It was stuff all over the floor. So I pulled everything out, and then I put everything back one by one to make sure that when my mom came home, she could not say that I did not clean my room the way I was supposed to, or when she woke up because she slept in the afternoons. So I cleaned my room, and I was able to go outside and play with my friends. And I remember we took a walk, my brothers and I, and the stepfather, and he put his hands in my pocket to touch on me down there through my pocket. Um, so I started kind of pulling away. So I fell asleep with my television on. My mom, when she came home from my grandfather's funeral, she brought home this little black and white TV. It was a tube, you know, the old school, but it was a 13-inch little TV. The actual TV was white, but the color, it was black and white. It wasn't a color television. So I would fall asleep, and you know that song that would play right when all television programs finished in the night. I think it was like "Oh Beautiful America," whatever, or the national anthem or something would play, and then it would be like that noise. I fell asleep with the TV on, and he got angry, and he bashed me in my head with a frying pan. Not just any frying pan, a cast iron frying pan. It's probably about 5 or 6 inches. Um, and he yelled at me for falling asleep with the television on. So he unplugged it, real angry, disgusting fashion. But I got a concussion from that hit because it was very hard. He was a big guy. Um, so a few nights later, wouldn't you know that I fell asleep again with the television on. But this time, he took a wrench, a big, had a big red handle, and the head of the wrench was, it was big. It wasn't like one a regular person would buy in the store. It was like the size that a plumber would use because he was kind of handy. Um, so he hit me in the head with the wrench, and that's not what woke me up. The sound of the wrench hitting the ground is what woke me up. It was like this loud clanking noise. So I remember waking up and my face was wet, and I touched my face. I had a white t-shirt on, and I had blood pouring out of my head